It's our third week back. The ring rust has started to wear off, and we're facing an incredible encounter. How are you guys feeling about the return of androids and aliens?
Well, I was very excited a couple weeks ago, and now I'm miserable. I'm miserable.
What particularly makes you miserable? Just the thought of what's to come, assuming it's the worst?
The 17 emails you sent this week about being prepared on every level, like not just mechanically for death, but emotionally. Literally, that's not even a joke. Troy sent emails that trying to already calm us psychologically for what we're about to walk into. So if your objective in sending that email was to like rattle us, it worked, LaValle. I'm rattled.
I'm so excited to play though that like I got the emails too and I was like, oh yeah, I could die. And I immediately was like, well, I'll just make this new character. And I'm like, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like so happy to even do that coming back, I'm like, well, if he dies, I mean, I have another character, so that's really fun, and I'm having a great time.
See, that's the attitude. That's the attitude every player needs.
It's not even that. It's just like, the tone was just like, look, I know this is going to be miserable. Everybody just keep pretending that you're having fun so that people enjoy listening to it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You can die, but like, I don't want to be miserable for 90 minutes in a slog of a fight. It drives me insane.
I see through that stuff though. Like, I'm not worried at all, by the way. Like I said, I'm more like, you, Troy, you have fun tonight.
Oh, I wish we had a recording of you 8 minutes ago when you were like, I'm really scared. Is anyone else scared? Now that the cameras are rolling, it's cocky McSweet over here. Come in, I'm so scared of this encounter.
I am not scared of the game. I'm scared of the performance. I have a little bit of a stage fright. And then when I'm on, I'm on. So I'm not worried about the game.
Where's your stage fright come from? We're all friends.
What do you mean, like what happened as a child?
All the people that are watching aren't her friends.
Yes, what happened to you as a child that made
she gets so much hate mail, Troy. So much hate mail.
Well, most of it's for me.
Piles and piles of it.
You know who doesn't have stage fright? Ellie's credenza. It is framed perfectly.
Yeah, it just sits there like this in frames.
It is so pretty, guys, and I am so happy with it.
I just picture before we go live each week, I picture you like walking to the other end of the room where it actually is, and just pulling it into frame so that everyone can look at your credenza in the background.
Well, the credenza needs to find its light.
It is so heavy, but it like I think. Yeah, I've talked about that already last week, but it's a huge piece of furniture. It's also solid. It's not like one of those assembly things. Like it's not an IKEA thing, you know? It's like it's a solid piece of metal or something. And it's also about 10 times as big as I thought it would be. Because on the picture, it looked small. And then it's ginormous.
It's the entire size of a room.
Yeah, it's like I said, I could live in there and be happy and have room for a bed. So no, I love it. But pivoting back to stage fright. No, I mean, I feel like I've heard Troy, the blah, blah, blah. You guys better be worried. But then he's going to mess up the rules. He's going to mess up everything and we're not going to die at all. So
you think
don't worry.
Troy is going to mess up the rules?
First of all, even if I do, that's why we have a professional rules lawyer. Give it up for Mr. David Winters, Esquire. There he is. Hello. See, Ellie, I got backup.
Yeah, well.
You're covered.
He's got my back. He doesn't have your back.
He does.
He does.
I send him Swedish pastries and meat.
I still haven't received. From the first time you promised those.
Stop bringing them up until you actually give him to David. It's not working in our favor.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
I promise him potential pastries one day.
Yeah.
The last time Ellie sent me pastries, I think she laced them with some form of Swedish laxative because I was pooping for days. No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. They're good.
That's going to be a sight. Do you have a normal sized toilet, Grant?
Yes, but it looks too
Or do
small
you
for
just
me.
straddle two? Like Andre the Giant.
my best friend Emma was visiting me one year, and she was sitting on my toilet, and my toilet has like a tile wall where the shower head comes off, so like the toilet and then the showers over here are separated. And her knees, she's like looking at how much space is in between. She's like, "How do you poop on this toilet, Grant?" And I had to use diagrams. There was
I had to show her.
laser pointer. No.
Let me show you how
the
it
only
works
way.
over here.
She's actually an epidemiologist as well. So I call her every time I poo.
Anybody have the squatty potty?
I've heard about them. I've
Show
heard about
yourself.
them.
Apparently very good. It's apparently very good for you.
There's 19 of us here. None of us have the squatty potty. Come on.
No, but I
Troy,
did
do
buy
you?
the other.
No. But sometimes you gotta throw your legs up when see if it works.
Well, I've heard that it's good for you, but I do have the other thing that about relating to poop.
What is happening? Why are we all talking about?
No, but I have
Why
the
is that?
tushy. I have the one that shoves water up
I have a
your butt.
tushy as well.
Yeah,
bidet.
they're great.
Did you hook it up to the warm water vein as well, so you could have
Yes,
a warm?
of course.
Excellent.
The spa treatment.
I love going to Ellie's apartment
wait.
for that. That alone.
But does it just shoot backwash shit water up there?
No, it's from the water line.
There's no way. That is
From the bowl.
It's taking it from where you just shat.
You think it's like a turkey baster? Like you can
maybe to sit on one of those things.
It's got a pump
Oh,
and you
here's the
put your
last
foot on.
guy's shit right up your ass. No thanks.
No, God, no. These
Oh
are
my
That
goodness
is Troy
gracious.
in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So like scatological and deathly suspicious all at
I'm not
once.
taking any chances. I'd rather not be patient zero when that thing backfires.
if you think about it, it's a lot dirtier to just use paper and then like go about the rest of your day. Just thinking about it, you know?
Yeah, but there's very, very little chance with paper of poop to shoot back up into your butt. So
Right. Almost zero. And if it is, it's your poop on the paper. Anyways, folks, this is Androids and Aliens. We talk about poop and we kill aliens.
I'm
I
just
think
trying to
poop-
imagine the diagram of what you had in your mind that where something was taking water from the toilet.
Well, I imagine it's just like a whirlpool that just like a fountain. It's a fountain, and then it's that dirty water is just getting recycled most likely,
You know,
but
it's
it's
the-
just shooting back up.
It's the most common question on their website, and like they're like, "No, dummy, only if you're an idiot when installing this thing."
I'm not taking my chances.
Yeah, well,
What if I mess up the
wouldn't-
install?
I wouldn't either if I were you. So you should stick with paper and your hand.
like a barbarian.
Skid
Just
does,
stick with what you're comfortable with, Troy. Stick with leaves. You know it works for you.
Skid, does talk of the scatological make you uncomfortable? You seem to be shifting in your seat. Do you not like poop?
You're talking to me?
Skid.
Oh, me? Oh.
Yeah, Skid, you look nervous.
I'm just concerned for the people, other people listening. I'm sure some of them, this is not what they tuned in for.
It can be a little squeamish, but we want to air it all out tonight. So if you use a squatty potty, call in. If you use a tushy, stop. You don't know what's going up there. Why risk
There goes
it?
the sponsorship.
Right, there goes the tushies. The phones are lighting up. We've talked so long, my screensaver's come on my computer. I think that means we're supposed to jump in. I'm excited. You know, this is a big moment, and it's an encounter that I don't want to give too much away because you don't know what else is coming after this. You know you're about to face Huntmaster Xavra. You know you've heard about this dude since the minute you met Harry T, and she told you about the civil war going on that was caused by the cult of the Devourer coming here and screwing up their temple in the first place. That's what caused the schism. And Chieftain Hoyfek has evidently taken the counsel of Huntmaster Xavra, and it forced Harry T and the bunch and the Funky Bunch to go elsewhere and start anew. Now, this is an interesting thing because of the COVID hiatus. I've been thinking about this encounter for a long time. I mean, at the last recording, In fact, the penultimate recording, David and I were talking about this encounter for a lot of reasons, more cannon fodder-esque reasons than I'll get into on the show. But it's a complicated encounter. There was a misprint in the book that was clarified later on by Jason Keeley, and then on top of that, balancing it for 6 PCs. And this is just an issue that David and I are playing around with all the time, balancing for 6 PCs, because this is written for 4. So, the first thing I'll say is if you're watching this, you played the adventure, don't expect the adventure that you played. Things are going to be a little different. Numbers are going to be a little bit different. Got to balance it for 6. But I'm excited. I really don't know how it's going to shake out because, like we always say, I come in saying I'm going to kill characters, but it has proven to be pretty difficult to kill characters. Two are gone. And one was kind of like just...
flavor kill.
Kind of flavor kill.
I have a
and then the
comment
second
on that.
one was real, but should be interesting. What do you think, Kelly?
Well, I'm thinking that I actually
Get
thought
cocky,
about it today.
get real cocky so you can eat your words later.
Well, I thought about it today that as a GM, Troy has never been able to kill me. He's only been able to kill me as a player in another show. But as a GM, he has never been able to kill me actually by using the rules of the book.
Well, listen, one could say that the situation you were put in with Gargakal was all of my doing. I could have easily saved you. I could have easily let you live. That's why you cried like a child when we went off air, because you thought I was going to save you. So remember that. Remember that. Remember those
I did
tears,
cry.
because
I
you
remember
cry
those.
again tonight. And I will leave the cameras rolling. So that everyone can watch your tears and your stage fright at once.
I mean, we left the mics rolling when Grant drank an entire bottle of vodka for after certain characters departed the show.
Listen, there's been a lot of soul searching since that night. I have personally called several people I've heard in the past. And I think things are on the up and up for the most part. Hey, Troy, while we're on this, did you get my note?
Grant.
Can we get, I think I would love to hear you a little bit louder, because it's just a little tiny, just a little bump. Give yourself a little bump.
Little bump. I did my bump before the show, but I'll do it now too.
I know.
Just want to make sure everybody can hear me. All right, thank you. I didn't get a note. Let me check. There's a chat here. Oh, there
A
it
little
is.
text. I texted you. I texted.
Oh, it's a text. I'm sorry.
When I use Skype, everything goes haywire. So
there it is. He said, "Do a tiny bump." All right.
You don't have enough energy.
Got
Do a
that.
tiny
On
bump.
screen. Do it in front of everybody.
Do it live.
I gave David my phone number earlier. I'm like, just text me during the show, and I've already missed the first text. So there's really no way to contact me, David. I'm sorry. All right.
By the way, Jason Keeley, who did those rules corrections at Paizo, my old gaming buddy from back in the day in
Get
New
the
York.
funk out of town. Really?
Yeah, he was in my gaming group before he moved out there. It was with Jay Stratton, who was running our games. It was a mutual friend.
Oh, Brian, did you know
Wow.
this?
No.
How we've never
How has
talked
that never
about
come
this?
up?
I thought he came up to me at PaizoCon. It was just like, oh, right. I was like, I didn't recognize the name. It was like Jason Keeley, but I was like, yeah, he's we used the game together.
I'll tell you what I'm not
shit.
surprised about. I can't go 3 weeks without hearing something about Skid's life that is shocking.
There's so
about
many
his
developments.
past. Like, he'll just say something and I'll be like, what? That happens like once every 3 weeks. It's incredible.
Yeah, I was doing a search. It was like, oh, I found an email from each other in like 2004. So,
Son of a gun. Well, he tried to help you with his rules correction. We'll see if what I then did afterwards will actually help.
You re-corrected it.
I recorrected
the
it.
way
I was
it was.
I was like, I don't think he's right. Pencil eraser. Last time you guys wrapped up about a pretty hairy battle with a Kish and 2 of her pets, these Eohai. I say hairy in that like you handled them, but some of you took significant damage, enough so that you had to burn, in some cases, your 2nd or 3rd resolve point, which is what can separate life or death at this point. Not having those resolve points, having to burn a quarter of your resolve points to stabilize, losing resolve points if you take damage when you're unconscious. There's a lot of different things, and so that encounter kind of softened you up for this one. You walk into a small little records room here, and kind of all 6 of you did something to the effect of, I don't know what to do with the adventure, until one of you said, oh, what if there's a secret door? And there was. And so you open that secret door.
That has bothered me all week.
I know.
That shit bothers me so much when you do that shit.
I always do it to you guys, because it's like, you're like, well, what are we going to do?
It drives me nuts. It makes no sense.
A perception check?
It makes no sense to write an adventure where the only possible way for the story to continue is for a high perception roll to be hit. And the only way that it can possibly work is if the GM fudges. That's the only way that it can work. Unless you get lucky and the player rolls it.
You could also have used a strength check to lift up the grating.
I'm just saying.
You guys walked in that room and saw the grating, no perception checks, no thought of opening. You were like, we got to go back. We got to keep looking around. I'm thinking to myself, how about a perception check? How about an examination of the grating? Yeah, you did, finally. But it was after a long thing of which way did he go? Which way did he go? I just want you to feel bad about yourself as players going into this big encounter.
I think you tricked
people.
Yeah, I think you tricked us, though, because didn't Linnea go in there and check for traps specifically? And you were like, there's no traps, but then nobody checked for, a door.
She looked on the ceiling for some nonsense because she thought something was going to fall.
She was looking for traps.
Right. I don't think her perception was even high enough to see the
Why would she do that? There was nothing there.
If she had nailed the
This is
perception,
this is the
I would have been
GM talk. It's
you look up, you don't see anything because it was stupid to think there'd be anything on the ceiling. But you do see the outline of a door on the back wall, but you rolled a shitty perception, so you didn't see anything.
Say you see the outline of a door on the back
Because she didn't roll high enough. But it was Matthew, in his infinite wisdom as the captain, who was like, you know what, why don't I look for a secret door?
I was like, there are 7 people on this show now, and we all kind of did something. And when we got to me, and I was like, oh, let's do a perception check. It didn't take that long. I don't know why you were panicking.
It took a New Jersey level of intelligence to figure out this masterful room.
I don't even know that
with which there was a secret door. I don't know if I was praising Matthew or making fun of the rest of you.
It's always hard to tell with you.
Well, you should all feel bad. It's that little door. Let me see where it is here. If it's in front of Kreska's spot or if it's in front of Linnea's spot. Because I took my magic S off the screen. Shut up. There you go, too. It's a double wide. So let's do this. What are you guys laughing at?
Nothing.
Just some visual gags.
All right.
Oh,
Whatever
you missed
it is.
the entire thing.
I feel like we're kids in the class passing notes, snickering in the background.
What's so funny?
There's your door.
You wouldn't get
You
it.
see it now? You guys see it now, or do you want to roll a
Yes.
perception check to see that?
Oh, there's the door. Okay.
There it is. I'm going to say it's 10 feet wide. You open it up. And you see a room. I can't remember if I gave you flavor text, so I'm going to give it to you possibly again. But you open up this door, and you see a room. Ceiling's about 25 feet high. There's a balcony encircling the north wall and the east and the west wall, and there are shelves all over the place holding a staggering array of data pads. I did give you this text, but I'm going to give it to you again. And they look just like the ones that you found in the Maze of Ghosts and the House of Renewal. They're like Triforce of Wisdom data pads. And there is a desk in front of that magical shuttered window, and there's a bunch of data pads on the balcony as well. In addition to these data pads, which are everywhere, there are Kish. You see 1, 2, 3 Kish on the balcony that look similar to the soldier Kish that you've encountered so far, and then one badass motherfucker who calls you out. And that's how we ended last episode. He identifies himself as Huntmaster Xavra and says he's gonna kick your ass. My notes were sound like a menacing Kermit. I think I got it.
Oh no.
Says, when I send you back to the ancestors, you can tell them Xavra knows, and he stands strong. I will always stand strong. Roll for initiative. Flip up, dipty
I've
flow.
been waiting for that.
Oh,
boy.
baby, and a slice of cheese. Callum, what'd you get?
I'm adding my bonus. I got 19.
19 for Callum. Perhaps his last episode. Linnea Donovan,
22.
22 for Linnea Donovan. Unlike her mother, still alive. Dr. Friss, what'd you get for
Dr. Friss got a 16.
16 for the good doctor, Dr. Friss. What about Qualo Misatro?
Qualo rolled the luckiest and most auspicious number in the Chinese culture, 8. So shitty here, but it, otherwise pretty good.
Twice I've left my Donjon screen, and so now I've lost all the numbers. Once again, Callum, you got what, a 19, followed by a 22 by Linnea, 16 by Friss, and Qualo got an 8. Was that a 22, Linnea, or a 21?
22.
22.
You could be a waiter with that memory. You wouldn't even have to write down the substitutions.
I
He
used
was
to
on
have-
30 Rock.
Oh, that's right. They cut that
In
scene
a
out.
scene
and
they
I-
cut that.
Yes, and I lost my memory shortly thereafter. Dax, what'd you get there?
Opened up with a natural 20 for a 29.
Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate, ready to start the last combat of his life early.
Get that
which is
20
good.
out of the way. Kreska Letha, the unnamed.
And I also rolled a natural 20.
Oh, the luck is with us.
He
For
beat
20
you diagonally.
Yes. Well, I rolled a 21, so
21.
it won't go nearly as far as Dax's natural 20.
That is great. Okay. Wow. Okay. Good. Good rolls. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to police yourselves with your range of your weapons. If you're using ranged weapons, I'll do my best to do so as well. The balcony is 15 feet off the ground. So take that into account when you're thinking about your range. And just most of all, have fun. Really let your hair down and have a good time, because I know I will be. And David doesn't have a horse in the race, so he's going to have fun no matter what, especially if someone dies. So here we go. Round 1. Dax.
Okay, we're really gonna do it. So I will move immediately past Kreska. And if I stop immediately
At that moment. Oh. No, I'm kidding. Nothing happens.
You're such a jerk.
if I move immediately in front of Kreska, 5 feet into the room, this shelf in front of me, does that provide cover?
Not in your situation, no, because they're above you and they've got a nice clean shot.
Okay. And if I'm back behind Kreska, I have no shot at the big bad? Can't see him yet?
Do, but you're shooting through Kreska. I would say that the door is... from where you're standing, I'm going to give you the shot, but where they're up there, they're getting partial cover, no matter what. So they're going to get a partial cover, and you're shooting through Kreska.
Right. Okay. So, just looking at the setup, it's really brutal because I can't see any way up there from where I'm standing right now. So he's just going to raise...
perception check?
Okay, sure. Roll a fucking... I don't have perception, man. 21.
You have
a natural
eyes.
19.
There you go, see? You see a ladder in the northeast corner of the room leading up. That appears to be the only means of getting up there that you can see.
And he'll point that out to everybody.
What does he
There is
say?
a ladder to the northeast, and then, Captain, lower your head. And he's going to raise his gun and just try to distract this guy with some fire. So he will shoot at the leader. Take a shot. I can't believe this music. I'm enraged. It is just not what it was 3 freaking minutes ago when I tested it. Taking one shot with, actually, I didn't move, so I'll take 2 shots with the Yellow Star Plasma Array. First shot is an 11 against EAC.
Just barely missed.
And second shot is a 22 against EAC.
Also a miss. So,
but he's just trying to harass him a little bit.
It's a tough shot, and obviously putting yourself in there makes you a sitting duck. Depending
Suppressing
on the initiative.
fire. It's suppressing fire.
Yeah, exactly. I just didn't do mechanically suppressing fire, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, now it's time for some depressing fire. Linnea, you're up.
Bastard.
Well, how dare you? I
Grant liked that
I am also considering what to do here. So, and I was, oh, god damn it. I'm a little nervous now. Damn it, you got me. But I think I only have 16 charges with my artillery laser.
Does each shot a charge, or is it 4 charges a shot?
It's 2 charges a shot, it should be, and there's no reason you wouldn't have batteries on you to switch it out.
Didn't it say that we had to use engineering for an hour to get it to work with our batteries?
Yeah, with the modern batteries, that was an engineering check that Frisk can probably get, but yeah, you would have to work on it for an hour.
Right.
Didn't we just rest? Oh, we didn't rest for an hour. Never mind.
Maybe call a truce mid-battle and be like, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't we take an hour, both sides, heal up.
Well,
We're
I'm gonna use this rifle and then I'll switch to melee. So I'm gonna shoot at the main big bad guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that. I'm thinking, should I go for a full attack or not? Yes, I'm gonna go for a full attack. Why the hell not? I feel lucky.
Sweet.
So first is going to be a 21 against fire, so EAC.
That's a miss.
All right.
Tough shot. That guy's getting a little bit of cover.
7 plus 15, 23. Wait, it's 20. It's 23, right? No, 7 plus 15.
22.
22.
Another miss.
And for the record, that particular artillery laser, assuming it's the one you got off the slime, is 4 charges per shot.
Ooh. Oh, 8 charges. Gonzoni.
Ooh.
That leaves what? 10 charges, did you say? Or how many did you have to start?
16 you had to start?
16.
So you got 1 more full round. And then
2 more shots.
Throw it in the trash.
No.
Gone.
All right.
Gonzo. All right, Linnea, would you... Oh, no, that was you did a full attack. All right.
But I would like to do one more thing.
Yeah.
Because Linnea, this is actually... She's not really sure what she's doing right now because up until this
Linnea
point...
or
Linnea.
somebody else playing her?
Linnea, my character, because up until this point, this has been like a military simulator to her. Like she's been fighting monsters. This is the first time she feels like she's fighting sentient beings. So she's gonna turn to the captain. Captain, shouldn't we try to reason with them before we attack? Because she's still a quite honorable person. So for her to engage in this civil war is not necessarily something she wants to do.
Okay. All right, so Kreska, you hear that out of Linnea's mouth. Kreska, it is your turn, and I wish I had a Tums.
Sorry. Are you all right?
Are you feeling okay?
I'm drinking this diet soda, and it's really bothering my esophagus, but I need the caffeine, so...
Yeah, I can't help you with that. That sounds like a problem of your own making.
I think
What does he do?
I just wish I had a Tums.
if you put your mouth...
But it's not my turn.
If you put your mouth over a tushy and turn on the water as hard as you can, it's the best way to deal with that, Troy.
Not to mention if it just shoots up and hits you in the back. Forget it. Not interested.
Why would that
All
happen?
that poo water all over your back.
Right, not even yours.
Skid.
Captain K, Linnea wants you to consider talking to them. This guy seemed pretty adamant that you're going down.
Yeah,
What do you got?
It seemed pretty clear from what he said that there's no real room for negotiation. So I'm gonna need the good Huntmaster to please roll a Fortitude save.
Okay. Yeah, you've got a great line of sight there. I will I'll go ahead and roll that save. Let's see what D20 I want to play with today. What's my fort? Okay. 22 fortitude.
Okay. That passes, so you are not immobilized.
Thank
However,
goodness.
Kreska finds your lack of faith disturbing, and she casts psychokinetic strangulation. So you can take
beautiful.
You're going to take some damage.
Okay.
And she's going to say, "It does not have to be this way. Yield." And you take 7 points of damage.
Woo, 7
bludgeoning,
points.
if it matters, and it is magical.
Bludge damn. Okay.
Actually, I don't know if it's magical. It's from a spell, but it is bludgeoning damage.
Just squeezing its brain or squeezing its throat.
Its throat, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kreska will step back behind Dax, giving him a clearer shot.
Yes.
While still
And
maintaining
also
line of sight.
making him a clear target at the same time. Callum, what would you like to do in the first round of your last combat?
So many options. Callum is gonna move up behind Linnea and kind of just like peek around her waist to look up. Sees him, taps Linnea on the shoulder and goes, Should I try to do something?
Linnea is like standing there with her gun, is just looking behind her like, what?
And he goes, okay. And he turns around and he goes, Captain Kreska, should I try to do something?
If you wouldn't mind, yes.
Okay, hold on. And he goes and he looks back at the Huntmaster, and he is going to think really hard in that direction, and he furrows his brow and he's like really concentrating. And I don't even think you make a saving throw for this. I am going to cast Disrupt Creature at a 3rd level, and suddenly the Huntmaster's like body starts like moving around like irregularly and like puffing out and then sucking back in. And what Callum is currently doing is putting in alternate physiologies and circuitry into its body from alternate realities and different creatures.
Whoa.
And you have the shaken condition for 3 rounds because I casted it at a 3rd level.
Wow, and no save.
I don't think so. And it doesn't say spell attack. I don't think I rolled to hit. David, if you could
What?
Let's go to the lawyer for this one.
Yeah, is this one of your infinite worlds?
Yes.
Which one is it?
This is Disrupt Creature.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but it sounds cool. Is this one of your infinite worlds?
My many infinite worlds.
It's like I've never played Starfinder when I hear something. I see David is cracking open a fresh
Cracking
book.
the book skis.
Which book are you reading there, David, out of
That would
curiosity?
be the character operations manual.
Available
It's
on
on page
Paizo.com.
63.
So let's see. Which one is this? So this is the first level instantaneous.
It just says Disrupt Creature, gives me its DC, and then next to it says SU in parentheses.
Can we go back to that DC real quick?
Yeah, if it has a DC,
But it doesn't say, it just says as a standard action, I
Maybe-
expend an unused spell slot to target a creature within 100 feet.
Maybe it means that you can make up the DC.
That's
Maybe
what
that's
it
what it
is.
means. Oh,
Standard action.
No, it
Spell an
doesn't
unused
say
spell slot.
anything.
So yeah, no,
about
I think he's just shaking for 3 rounds.
Yeah, I guess so.
Nice.
It's a supernatural ability, unless the Infinite Worlds has something in the text of Infinite Worlds that it requires something.
Infinite Worlds says if the effect calls for a saving throw, but the way I read this, it doesn't actually call for a save.
It's a soup. Unbelievable. So -2 to attack for 3 rounds, right? Shaken
Nice.
works like Pathfinder, I'm assuming?
Saving throws and skill checks.
Saving throws as well.
Yeah.
And attack rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and ability
everybody.
checks.
All right, and he turns back and he goes, everyone should attack now.
Very calmly.
Very
As
cool,
opposed to
Callum.
later.
Noted.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Well, Huntmaster Xavra is up, and he's ready to unleash some fury. He's looking down at his chest like, what the fudge is going on with my chest?
He also can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
Switch out his lungs.
That's going to make firing off these 2 shots at Linnea extra difficult. 2 shots at Linnea. Here we go. First one. 21 to hit.
Miss.
Miss. Second shot might have hit. If I would a 23 hit if I wasn't shaken?
Miss.
Okay. So your spell did nothing.
Wow,
here we
so
go.
rude.
So
We have more
welcome
rounds.
to
We have
the
more
players
rounds.
at the table.
28 on the second attack
Against. Listen.
against either of your ACs.
Yeah, it hit.
That would be an awesome feat. It's like you do the attack, and then it's like you hit whichever AC is lower.
That would be cool.
That's a big one. That's 21 points of damage
You see?
from the pistol.
No, I'm not
What
worried.
does he shoot?
Yeah, from a pistol? What?
He shoots the largest pistol in the history of the universe, and it's archaic.
Linnea sees it. It looks pretty badass. It's nothing you're quite familiar with. Might be an ancient technology, might be a souped-up Kish weapon. You don't know. It's nothing you've ever seen. And I would assume you have a pretty good knowledge of weaponry. So Xavra will fire that off, and then
Is it
those
a
two attacks.
cartoon-sized pistol?
Yeah, it's like it just says the first shot said bang, and then the second one. All right, so I can't move after that. So it goes to Dr. Friss,
Doctor.
the good
Friss.
doctor.
So Friss he's gonna find the screen. Friss is gonna move around behind the desk, behind Callum, and kind of peek around and get a look at this guy. And I'm going to identify him.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my custom kit thing to identify him, use my standard action to do that. So that is a 42.
42. Okay.
Love it.
Here's what I can tell you. That's a very good thing that you have. And so, what is this thing? It's like a little thing that comes over your eye, and you're able to like read this dude.
Yeah, I figure it's this custom kind of lab that's a portable lab. So it's like I figure of a thing like around my wrist, like a Pip-Boy, and then like a loop inside my goggles that it's attached to that I can scan people with.
Okay. You see on his chest things moving around, and you know that it's probably something that Callum did to him. But you also see an energy force gathering around him, something similar to what Qualo and PG can do.
It's a Solarian! He shouts.
Stay away. Keep your
And,
distance.
Yeah, you just see like an energy field pulling in around him. And it's moving much faster than what you saw out of PG and what you have seen as of late out of Qualo. Yeah, that's what I'll tell you.
Okay.
Is that standard or is that just a free swift?
That the way that I did? Suppose it's a move action, but I'm trading a standard action to do it. So
Okay. Very important information for you guys to have gleaned. Okay, moving right along, it is the Kish's turn. All right, the one who is over here to the west will just slide up. Oh man, Linnea's just in a bad spot there. It's going to slide up 10 feet and take a shot with its battle bow at Linnea. Linnea's probably the best person to have up there because you may have the highest AC. I don't know, is it you,
By
Qualo, or Qualo?
No,
Qualo's got pretty high.
it's Linnea.
Okay. All right. So, dude's gonna take a shot. 24 to hit.
Miss.
Miss with a
Nice.
24. I mean, that would have hit maybe all of you except one, and that just sails past Linnea, or maybe chinks off the armor and goes wide. Next dude. Wow, that's huge, Linnea. The next one will slide closer to Huntmaster Xavra and take a shot at Dax. And that's going to be a 22 to hit against Cac.
Miss.
Misses Dax. Huge. And then the last one, let me just make sure I have
Actually, hold on.
All right. Are you going to give me a true AC now?
I feel like it's incorrect. Yes, it is incorrect. So 21, you said?
22.
22 is a miss.
It is a miss. Okay, what if I had said 21?
It's a miss. It had whatchamacallit activated on my sheet from last week, lunge, which lowered my AC, and it should not have been lowered. So that is correct. It is a miss.
Okay, the last one, who is on the south end of the eastern balcony, will slide up and take a very difficult shot here at Linnea. Linnea is going to get some cover. Give yourself a +2 to your AC. So that is going to be a
Nice,
definite
Ellie.
miss with a 24. Another 24 misses, sails past and hits the wall next to Dax. So whereas Xavra came and got one good hit on Linnea that did significant damage, the other three all used their turn and miss, giving you guys an opportunity. Makes Dax think maybe he should have just flooded into the room. Let's find out what happens when Qualo takes the stage.
Qualo enters a state of metaphysical alignment with the cosmos, and if you look at him in a split millisecond, you'll see 4 Qualos. The Qualo that exists currently, the Qualo that is unattuned to any of the cosmic forces, the Qualo that is you typically see that is attuned to the photonic mysteries of the universe. But Qualo in this moment, perhaps after hearing what you said about something being sucked in, attunes himself to the graviton mysteries of the universe, giving himself 10 additional feet of flying speed as he leaps off the ground and moves in a way to avoid any potential attacks of opportunity, not entering any potentially threatened squares, even if this guy's using a pistol. I don't know what he's got. And he says, "Welcome to the Thunderdome," and he strikes out at him.
What is happening?
17 on the die. That is going to be a total of a 30 to hit.
Against?
Kinetic AC.
That is a hit.
Nice.
Wow, that bodes poorly.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That question got asked. Bodes
Yeah.
really poorly.
That is 24 points of damage.
Talk to me what kind of damage.
It is going to be, you're asking if it's magic or anything like that? It's bludgeoning.
Magic, fire, or anything?
No,
Ice?
nothing.
Laser?
Currently, there are no special abilities on top of it.
All right, you said 22?
24.
24. 22 it is. All right, big hit. Qualo just flew while attuning to Gravitron up there and then nailed this guy with what kind of weapon?
My solar manifestation, my solar weapon.
The solar crowbar? Boom! Hits him with a crowbar. Huge. Perhaps the battle has taken an unexpected turn. Let's find out. Next round. First, let's check in with David. David, how are we looking so far? Good solid round. Did we get some everything right so far, you think?
How many?
I think so.
I think the question really is how many rules did Grant break? Is it more than one, or is it just one or two?
It's just, usual baker's dozen. Nothing.
Joe,
Everything seems fine.
Joe, if you need to talk about how disappointing your character's abilities are off air, we can have that chat. Don't worry about it, buddy.
Joe, maybe if you built a character that could fly and use a magical crowbar, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right, a guy who can run 20, who's this big, who can run 20 feet into a room and then fly another 15 feet into the air as an action and then attack.
35 feet of fly speed, buddy.
Amazing.
Joe,
Amazing. Wait, how have you haven't used it before, right?
So I have.
This is like
I use it to get to the end of the room where you were already fighting the person who is the Beastmaster, I guess, for lack of a better term. And I used that incorrectly, actually. I was attuned to the photon mysteries during that point, so I should not have been to get that extra fly speed. But you live, you learn, then you talk to David.
I mean, this is really where, you're definitely crossing over into Star Wars territory.
Oh, yeah.
And also, if you're doing,
it's awesome.
if you're doing Gravitron, so the gravity one is you are also then sucking in, like you guys are next to each other like two magnets, right? Like sucking towards each other.
And then like it changes what you in combat you get. What is it? In Graviton mode, you get +1 insight bonus to reflex saves. It's much cooler to be in Photon mode from a damage insight point because you get bonus damage, but Graviton's kind of like the defensive type of stance for a Solarian.
I love
Let's
it.
see how it plays out for him. In the meantime, it is Linnea's turn. Linnea, you were holding down the front. You did get a big blast from whatever weapon this dude's wielding. But now Kreska's up there, which is going to limit his range capabilities.
Isn't it Dax before me?
Yeah, Dax.
Sorry,
Dax.
new round,
up top.
Dax's turn. I'm so
All
sorry.
right. Dax is going to, seeing Qualo fly by, is going to swarm into the room at this point. He hates the disadvantage of being on the lower ground here. And getting up that ladder is going to be very dangerous. So first thing he's going to do is swoop into the room and sprint around the corner here.
Okay.
Just enough. Let me count again.
Sprints around the corner to the east.
30, 35, 40. Yeah, he's going to sprint all the way around to get basically put a wall between him and the bad guy and the other archer. They're going to have to move to get a clean shot. And he'll take a shot at the archer in the upper right, in the eastern side of the room.
Okay.
Who I'm sure will have some nice cover bonuses. But
Yeah, it's a good tactical maneuver. You really only have one archer that has a totally clean shot. The other one is going to give you cover, and then Huntmaster Xavra might not be able to see you at all.
yeah, so he just levels this yellow star plasma array above this bookshelf of data pads and is just like fires it. That is a 22 against EAC.
That is a hit.
Nice.
Beautiful. Okay, and then this would be. Let's just roll it and see. That is. Ooh, that's good. So it's. Sorry, it is 13 points of fire and 14 points of electricity damage. So 27 total if the energy doesn't matter.
Wow. Okay, that is a surprising amount of damage.
Yeah, I actually finally rolled a 10 on a D10 once. So yeah.
I just assumed you were using D4s until now.
I know, it's so sad. You know, it is not that hard to just roll a lot of 2s and 3s on D10s. It's so frustrating.
Yeah. It's a 1 in 5 chance to roll either one of those numbers. This is a good time to do 27 points of damage, though. Now it is Linnea the Love Sponge's turn.
Oh, love sponge. Okay. I
I know
am.
she was friends with Hulk Hogan.
It's like a bullet sponge and a love sponge.
I am gonna do something. The reason for why I chose this class, this battle flower, and I am nervous that I'm gonna mess it up somehow.
Time to throw it all out there, Linnea.
Yes.
Time to leave everything, including the kitchen sink, out on the table.
So, if I seem to remember, the Huntmaster went after Callum in initiative order, right?
Correct. That is
Yes.
That is what your memory is serving you correctly.
So, Linnea is going to move out in a beautiful, beautiful dance.
Yes.
And her eyes are targeting this Huntmaster, and she's just intensely looking at him while dancing.
Yeah.
And
Creepy.
you guys, you, Troy,
Are you doing like the
Love
Pee Wee
that.
Herman dance when he was
I
at
am.
that biker bar?
it is like exactly like the robot.
Master Xavra is just like,
And exactly.
Can we get Linnea the same bicycle he has in Pee Wee's Big Adventure?
And so, I want you to roll a will save and have remember your -2 from Callum.
yes. Yes, I got 2 more rounds of that. I will certainly roll this will
Please,
save.
please roll low.
Right after this quick break. And- all right, now I'll roll that will save. You son of a gun.
Now that you've had time to think about it.
We've all had some time
It was the
to
longest 3 seconds of my life. Okay.
gather our thoughts. Will save, you say, huh? -2 to the
Come
will
on.
save.
Troy,
know,
can
this-
you do me a favor? Just fudge the roll.
If I fudge it, I'm going to fudge it for me, not for
No,
you.
no.
All right, Ellie, I'll fudge it. 74. 74 will save. Oh, no, -2, 72. All right, here we go. Will save. Feeling good about this. That's a fail.
Do you?
I rolled a 12.
Oh.
So
What happens?
you are fascinated by this gorgeous bald woman who's like 7 feet tall or something, and that means that you can't take any actions. So unless, so Linnea calls out, "I got him. Callum and Friss, don't attack him. Let Qualo take the brunt of that damage." And so basically you miss a round, and I can keep this going for as long as I want if I continue to take this full action.
Okay, here's the thing about Fascinated. In Pathfinder, it's garbage. Is it garbage in Starfinder, David?
Sort of.
What? No.
Well, so he can't do anything. He has to stand or sit quietly, but any potential threat, such as a hostile creature approaching, grants him a new save against the effect. So,
But
any obvious threat, such as someone drawing a weapon, casting a spell, or aiming a ranged weapon at you, automatically ends the condition. So no one can do anything
Wait.
against him.
Wait, but a hostile creature approaching him, if we were to say, like, head for the ladder, we could...
Sure.
exactly.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that the reason why I wanted to do this is because I wanted him to miss because it depends on the initiative order, right?
Yeah.
Now he's gonna miss his attack on Qualo, so Qualo can make an attack on him next, this round, and then if I'm successful next round again, he again misses his attack on Qualo, unless he does other things. That's what I was thinking.
Yes, it's very, very tricky. It almost never works because of the line, any potential threat, such as a hostile creature approaching, grants you a new save. Doesn't necessarily have to be approaching him, it just has to be approaching, grants him that bonus save. So everyone has to be very careful. This almost never works, but he is currently fascinated.
How does that affect? How does that play with spells he's currently under the effect of?
Huh.
In what sense? Like if
He's currently being psychokinetically strangulated.
right, so if you concentrate on that to do more damage, it'll automatically break the spell, the fascination.
Even though the
Because
spell
you're
is already
choking him with your mind.
Right, but I was doing that before the fascinated effect came into play.
But
Does
it's a
that-
new
Exactly.
instance.
True, but you have the choice whether or not you want to
This was
continue.
his
it.
new state of life. His new state of being.
I have to live with
He
this now.
decided, you know what?
I guess this is just my life now.
Without breathing.
Every 6 seconds,
Well, that's why. So here's what my thinking. This is why
Okay.
initiative order is super important, because now when I ask Callum and Frizz not to attack him, Qualo is gonna make a shit ton of damage, but he's not gonna be able to attack Qualo this turn. And then next round, Kreska can.
Then, so we all have to hold until Qualo. Eventually,
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. You go before him, right?
Yeah. I'm
He's after Qualo.
after everyone. I am the
Exactly,
very
so that's-
bottom of the round.
That's why I asked.
Clean up.
That's why. That's
Don't
why
forget
initiative
that when the
is super
Kish
important.
go, they could shake him free for free.
Yeah.
So that's the
could?
thing as well. Yeah. Fascination is garbage. And
it
you've
is.
wasted,
It is a non-combat.
It's
spell.
a non-combat.
It's extremely effective in non-combat.
You've wasted our time and the time of all of our watchers.
No, that's not true.
That is so
Eleanor, don't even take any ounce of shit from him, because he uses Fascinate constantly as a GM, and we've had to tell him over and over that it's not a combat spell.
Never used it in my life.
And then he tries to change the.
Yeah, he tries to change the rules all the time.
I don't know.
Also, I think this can work in our advantage. If people want to run to the ladder, you're not being hostile. Like, that's a
You
that's
are
a,
approaching him if you're running to the ladder to climb the ladder toward him. You know
You
what I mean?
think you're coming up there for a
bullshit.
high five or a hug?
Oh my God, all my friends want to come and high five me.
Is that
What if we
teenager
just
coming to
say-
give me a high five?
What
I
if
think
we
they all just
say-
want to come and get this balcony view of this awesome dance.
Yeah, I say that out loud. Callum goes, I want to get a better view of the room. And I run towards the ladder, and then that's fine.
There you go. Hey, I like it.
Rude.
All
What does
right.
What does Fascinated do to him mechanically? He just can't act. He just can't act.
Yeah,
He, he
entranced.
stands or sits quietly, taking no actions other than paying attention to the fascinating effect.
But
So
it
he's
doesn't.
just
It's not
watching.
like Days, so it doesn't give him any kind of mechanical.
No, Days would be helpful to the team.
Oh, come
Fascinated.
on.
Troy.
Fascinated, unfortunately, does
We like
nothing.
to create a welcoming environment at our table where new ideas and experimentation is fostered.
And you as a player should do that. I as a GM should make you feel bad about your bad decisions. Let's move on after that display, and let's see whose turn it is.
It's my turn.
It is, as a matter of fact, it's Kreska's turn.
Damn it.
Are you challenging her authority as captain? Kreska, note
No. I was actually going to do something nice for Kreska on my turn, so it's fine. It's actually great that this is the way it is.
Were you going to fascinate Kreska?
I will delay.
All right.
Kreska delays.
There you go, Cal.
Okay. Choosing not to maintain the concentration for the moment.
For the moment, I can still maintain it when I act.
Kreska will delay, and it is Callum's turn.
Sorry, Matthew, I did think it was my turn. I wasn't trying to shit on you as a player.
Captain Callum.
I'm 16. All right.
You're the only one that can lead us.
He turns around. Kreska, look at me. Okay. He does turn around to Kreska, and he says, "Okay, I get it. I get what we're doing. Can I see your arm real quick?"
Sure. She's like doing the Darth Vader thing.
Oh yeah, you're still doing yours.
She reaches out her other one.
And he just kind of like grabs the side of your arm and squeezes for a second. And as he does, he uses Shifting Surge, which can change your energy damage type if you choose. But because you don't really use a weapon so much, I don't think that really pertains to you unless you want it to. But even if I don't change your energy damage type, I am giving you an additional 2d6 damage on your next attack.
Wow.
Ooh.
Would that count for my strangulation?
If it targets only one creature, yes. If it's an additional like area of effect or multiple targets, it's only 1d6, so it should be 2d6, yes.
Great.
Pretty sneaky, sis.
Wow, seriously. You know what I love about this? We are just putting David to work.
I know, this is exhausting.
Every time he says something, I just watch him be like looking up at the screen, typing, and looking at
my rules
papers.
monitor.
Now I feel confident though when I'm, like building spells and building my character. I'm like, well, I don't fully understand how this works, but I know I can rely on David if I fuck it up. But no, that one should be good, right, David?
I think the way I read it, though, I think it's still his attacks, because as you touch a willing creature and affect one of its energy damage attacks or weapons, because it doesn't say changing like spell damage, right? And I think this gets back to like, is it magic damage, as Matthew asked, or is it just like proper?
Yeah, it's not energy damage that he's doing, right?
No, it's not energy damage. It's
bludgeoning.
I think it is physical bludgeoning damage, because the way the spell is worded is I'm manipulating the energy around his neck. So I'm literally just like constricting his neck physically.
Just change it to fire. A ring of fire around his neck.
Could be.
All right. That's cool with me.
And then I move closer to the wall facing him, but I get behind the like window area.
Oh, no, you're approaching him.
Behind the shuttered window. Yeah, you can see through there. There's a little crack. All right, David, I'll let you chew on that by the time it gets back to Kreska.
Yeah,
it sounds
sure.
like it's going to be a call at certain point.
Wait. Well, hold on. Then can we just retcon this really quick? Then is it gonna do damage to Kreska's next spell attack?
Well, what is it called?
It's called Shifting Surge, but I don't know.
Sounds like
How long does the effect stay on me? So if I keep casting spells, but eventually I take a
No,
swing
it only
with
lasts.
something.
The duration's only one round too, so it's one of those things where if it doesn't actually affect it, you probably wouldn't want to do it from a.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to
Instead of
say no.
You say it's
Yeah,
not going to affect spells.
Yeah, it's just energy damage attacks or weapon attacks is what I'm.
Yeah,
So what is-
I would vote no as well.
What is energy damage?
Like if you have like if you shoot a scorching ray or something like that, or if you have, like I do, an energy weapon. I have a fire and electricity energy weapon.
So Kreska, do you have energy damage spell attacks that you do?
Not generally.
Okay,
I mean,
never mind. I totally suck back my spell from your arm. I go, hold on.
I'll tell you
I
what,
have
it was a
better
cool
idea.
thought. It's a cool
It's a cool
sounding
thought,
spell.
yeah.
I'm just going to do it to Friss. I'm just going to turn around and do it to Friss.
Frisk uses energy weapons.
Yeah, I do.
He goes, I was going to give this to the captain, but I think it's actually better if I give it to you. Can I have your arm for a second?
What?
I'm going to touch you on the arm.
What are you talking about?
And I just grab him on the arm.
What?
It tingles.
Give him a little
and I go,
shifting.
Give me your arm, you filthy rodent.
I say, I think that's going to help with your gun. Okay. And I move over to the window.
Okay.
All right. Well, I gave you some shit, Ellie, but you did succeed in taking a round away from Xavra because it is
Nice.
his turn and he is still entranced. So if you guys can make good on this round, the entrancement will be over soon. It is Dr. Friss's turn unless
I will
Kreska
act.
wants to act. Okay.
Now that he's lost a turn, I will act. He needs to roll a fortitude save.
This is you're continuing the concentration.
I'm spending the standard action to concentrate, and he gets a new save.
Okay, new save to see if I take the damage or some other effect.
To have the damage and negate another effect.
It's 26 on the 4.
Okay. So you negate the secondary effect, and you take half damage, which in this case is going to be 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. So it would have been 16. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
All
You guys
right.
are at what, 9th level now?
8th level.
8th level? All right, so you're doing some significant damage here.
And then Kreska is going to move into the room.
Okay.
And fan out to the west. Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll stand up against the wall to the west side of the room.
Okay, he's immediately obviously broken of the entrancement after you strangle him, and he's like, he lost time there in that moment watching Linnea's, I'm assuming, seductive dance. It is now Dr. Friss's turn.
Okay, Friss is like, whoa, what's going on? Is like this pistol's like glowing with additional energy. So he like crawls along the floor next to Callum, and he, out of his micro lab, he pulls out a syringe and jabs it into his thigh.
Wait, my guy?
Yeah.
Ow! What the? Ow!
To keep the bully safe. And you get an extra +1 to your AC for the rest of this combat.
Oh, thank you. Ow, thank you. Ow. Thank you.
Tosses
it's like
it across
in my
the room.
bone. Ow.
+1 to your AC from this mad biohacker.
I love it.
All right, it is the Kish's turn. All right, the one that was... Oh man, this is tricky. There's a lot going on here. Let's talk about the one that's going to take a shot at Dax. Let's get that out of the way.
I think we're doing a good job of spreading around the room here to make them shoot at different people.
Totally
You
did
should be
not
very
get
pleased.
bottlenecked.
You've given a lot of targets. They can't really gang up on you. Like the first round, they were ganging up on Linnea, got a shot off at Dax. Now you've spread it out. Maybe the key to survival here. Let's find out. First one takes a shot at Dax. 21 against CAC.
Miss.
Okay. All right.
He ducks behind the shelf of data pads, bounces off the shelf.
This second one is going to drop its bow, slide up north of Xavra, and as he does so, whip out a badass-looking axe and take a swing at Qualo. We must protect the Huntmaster at all times. Ooh, almost a crit. David, these things don't crit on 19 to 20, right?
They do not.
Okay, 32 to hit Qualo Misatro.
Oh no.
Comes up and slashes you in the jaw for 12 points of damage.
And what part of his anatomy is that?
Right in the John. That's on,
Left to your imagination.
that's on the
Qualo,
right
you never
side.
know.
That's on the right side of a Corlu shell, immediately adjacent to its flop knobber.
Yes, the John.
I mean, that's why Troy said John, because he pictured it and was like, I don't know what the name of that part is on a Qualo.
The last one will take a shot at Kreska, single shot to get the highest BAB, and misses with a 15. So one of them is able to do some damage there. The other one's just taking pot shots. Let's keep moving here. It is Qualo's turn. Qualo, you now have 2 enemies up on your business. For a moment, you saw the Huntmaster was distracted by Linnea's dance, but now he is back with it, and he looks very upset.
And Qualo wants to capitalize on things. He wants to blitz them, to take the offensive actions here, not to turtle away, which would make sense given his shell protecting him. So he is going to become unattuned to the cosmic mysteries of the universe, allowing him to change what he is attuned to next turn, and he is going to strike out with flashing strikes against
Flashing.
one against Huntmaster and one against his Kish. The Huntmaster
Okay.
is an 18 on the die for a 31 to hit.
So talented.
31 against what?
EAC. Or no, KAC.
Okay.
Sorry, KAC.
Okay, that is a hit. Roll damage.
That is 23 points of damage. Bludgeoning.
Okay, and this is bludgeoning, straight up bludgeoning. Okay. Crunch with the crowbar, and then second flashing strike on the Kish.
Yep, that's a 17 on the die for a 30.
Jeepers and cheese. For a 30? Yeah, that's a hit.
Actually, hold on. Take that back.
Okay.
So I said 31 on, so it was actually a 28 against Huntmaster. Did that hit or no?
28 against what? KAC?
KAC.
That is still a hit.
Okay, good. And then the next one is actually a 27. I'm sorry, I didn't take away the -3 for the flashing strikes. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, that's still a hit on the Kish. Doesn't have as good of an armor situation.
That is 25 points of damage against the Kish.
Brutal.
Oh, buddy! Hits one over the head and then flips it around 45 degrees and knocks the next one in the stomach.
Well, baby, we are through 2 rounds of combat, and it is now the top of the 3rd round, and it is Dax's turn. Everyone is doing pretty good.
Dax surveys the scene, finds his moment, and starts to move with all speed. As he does, he gives this unnatural android-like projection to his voice so it can be heard over the chaos of combat, but it is still oddly flat. As he's like, Qualo, stand your ground, I'm coming. And he runs to the ladder, climbs the ladder, and ends next to this dude. Now, is climbing the ladder, is that like climb? Is that like a climb check? Or not a check necessarily, as do I have to quarter my speed? Is that going to be a double move? Because if not, then that's 40 feet and he could still fire this round. If the ladder is too much concentration, because he also has a weapon in his hand, so he probably has to sheath it. So even if he has to sheath it, I guess, does he even have enough to get up there?
You've made your case. Let's take it to the lawyer.
So successful climb check, and we're obviously assuming the DC is incredibly low because it's a ladder. You still move at half your speed. So you have to factor that in. And like you said, the weapon too. If you had like a one-handed weapon, I guess you could make the argument that you're buff enough you could climb one-handed, but if you have a two-handed artillery laser, that's probably another story.
I'm just gonna get up there. It's fine. And I keep my weapon on like a sling around
fine.
Right. But I'll still use the move action to be by the book. And so second move action is gonna put me like almost at the top of the ladder, but not up there yet.
Okay.
So he's on the ladder at the end of his turn.
David, I'll ask you. I'm just going to throw it to you. Do you think that should provoke moving from the ladder to that space, or no?
Problem is, I think he still has
a ranged weapon.
He still has his bow out.
He still has his bow out. Okay, great. I didn't want to overthink that anyway.
By the way, I'm sorry. I'm not up there, Troy. I'm still on the ladder. Like if I'm moving half speed on the ladder, and 15, 20, 25. Yeah, I get like to the last space before getting up.
Relevant thing there, though, Joe. You're flat-footed while you're hanging on the ladder.
Okay.
Thank you, David. All right, very cool. So Dax is making his way up there. I mean, just imagine this room. We're looking from the top down, but give yourself a moment to like try and flip this in your head to see what this actually looks like from like the bird's eye view, or not even the bird's eye view, the mouse eye view of where Callum is standing. It's a pretty cool scene here if you have an imagination. It's
a very Avengers combat.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like everybody's like sort of split off in their own combats, and we're all just sort of like picture the camera wafting over the room, taking in these individual fights.
And you know, when we first played Starfinder the first time at Gen Con 50 with that amazing GM who was like a lifer, one of the first things we remarked on is the way combat spreads out so much more than those bottlenecks that you often get into Pathfinder, or like you walk in and the enemy and all his guys are there and the whole combat is just this chess match to see who's going to make the first move to run at the other guys. I don't know, this to me is emblematic of what we first felt when we first played Starfinder. The room has been spread out, but it's also the choices you guys have made. Linnea, you're up. I gave you a lot of shit for that Fascination, but it did take a round away from Xavra, which is huge. What would you like to do this round?
Well, I had a similar question as Joe in terms of how many steps it would take me to get it up to the balcony, because I have still Frizz's enhancement. So it's 25 feet to get to the ladder, and then and my total is my full speed would be 45 then with plus 10. Would I be able to get up there and still take my turn.
All right, so 25 to get over to the ladder, and then you move it quarter speed or half speed, David?
Half speed.
All right, so 25, you have 20 left, so 10 feet would get you to right where Dax is, and you can't share a
we'd be in the
space.
same exact spot. Yeah.
So you could be like on the ladder or standing at the bottom.
Wait. I would have 10 feet left after I was standing on the same spot as Dax.
Right, the balcony's 15 feet up.
Oh shit, 15. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
So what you could do is move 25 feet, stay at the bottom of the ladder, and still take your standard, or
just double move. Well, you have your weapon, don't you have your battle ribbon?
Not yet.
You still have the artillery laser.
I'm gonna-
Why don't you just drop that?
No, well,
and
not
then you can double move and get up there.
Not yet. I want to use my.
Trash.
What I'm gonna do instead then is that I'm gonna aim for the Kish behind the big ass Kish that is standing now trying to protect the Huntmaster, and I'm gonna use my last 2 rounds on that. So I'm gonna do a full attack against.
Okay, and you know that's a very tough shot because he has he has improved
double cover basically.
Double cover, yeah.
Okay, so maybe I should go.
Because you're shooting through the Huntmaster and up a balcony.
Okay.
You have a better shot at the Huntmaster. It's just obviously he's got a better AC.
Or the
you
other guy
also
on the
got
left.
The dude on the left.
Okay. I'll do the dude on the left. I'll do the dude on the left. All right. Okay. Come on.
I'll do the dude on the left.
I'll do the dude on the left.
18.
Skid, you do the dude on the right. What?
This is yeah, and she's.
Did you say natty 18? Was that
Yes.
lost in the shuffle?
Yeah, it was 25 against EAC.
Hot hit.
Hot hit.
Even
okay.
with the cover, yes.
And that's a
First time this bro's been hit.
23 points of damage on the first.
Nice.
Come on, second
Nice.
attack, and
Spicy.
I think she is, or it's probably Ellie who's a little bit like upset about the shit she got for the dance. So she's like, like a hot lady at a nightclub is like, this usually works, my dance, but it didn't work today. And then
It did work.
So, well, I feel like it could have worked better. Here comes it. Another natural 18, so another 27.
Oh my gracious.
Killing it.
Sassy Molassy.
15 points of damage, that one. And
15 points.
I dropped my dumb gun.
Hold on.
You hit either way, but I think you're using the wrong modifier because it's a full attack action. Because you're using the +10, which is your melee modifier.
No,
on
I'm
full
using
attacks.
plus 18 plus 7 is 25, right?
Is that? Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, that's right.
And is it
Trying to cheat,
I can't do basic math.
trying to get me.
We're just so used to you getting it wrong. Our first instinct is to check your math. But
I know.
no, you nailed it, and you nailed him.
18. Yep.
He's dead?
No. But you hit him twice.
You made it sound like I killed him, but
I'm sorry. I got too excited in my description of your nailing of him.
ew.
It is Callum's turn. Callum, you are up. You have been pulling some cool-ass spells out of your back pocket.
Yeah.
What do you got this time around?
Callum is not feeling very good about, well, one, he's still not feeling well. I think we got to keep this in mind. He's not sick anymore, but he's fatigued still.
Yeah, still fatigued.
Little
So clearly
fatigued.
you need to run into the room straight. Headlong
Clearly.
at the boss.
But yeah, he's also feeling, I think, similar to what Linnea said kind of shook him at the beginning when she was like, shouldn't we try to talk? Like, we don't know these people. I have nothing to do with this. Callum has been thrown into this as well. He doesn't know, he's never met Kish people before. He doesn't understand societally, like, what's going on in their world. And he's also a kid, and he doesn't really care. But he's like, great, now I'm in battle again with this group of people. Like, this is crazy. So he's thinking all these thoughts, and he's getting really overwhelmed. And he's just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to fight. I can't fight. I'm going to get hit. I'm going to die. And then, Friss, in front of you, Callum completely disappears.
Oh, whoa.
And I am going to move into the room all the way here next to Dax, who doesn't know I'm there because I am currently invisible.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Awesome.
He like gets the courage and he's like, okay, I'm going to run. And he just completely turns invisible and runs into the room and nobody knows that he's in the room.
Wow.
That is
Pulled a Miles
great.
Morales.
Yes.
Yes.
Man.
Exact teenager going through puberty. You love to see it. It's a great character
Yeah.
arc.
One of my worst nightmares is a teenage boy being invisible in my room.
Renee, you feel a breeze next to you as I run by, and you're like, smells like teenage boy.
Oh no, I know exactly that smell.
Horse smell.
Very, very.
Could you imagine Matthew's BO in high school? Like, as sweaty as he is now?
No, I
Could you even
was
imagine?
very, very concerned about it ever since before puberty. I've always been a assiduous user of deodorant.
All right, it is Huntmaster Xavra's turn. Huntmaster Xavra is pretty upset by
Pissed.
that dance. Never before has he been so moved by the dance
Tell me,
of another species.
describe what did it do to him?
Oh my god.
He felt a funny feeling in his nether regions, something he did not think possible because he was neutered 40 years ago in a horrible ceremony where he lost a bet as a child. But for the first time...
Callum takes off his comm unit. Callum goes, oh, I can't listen.
I took off my headphones for that. I hope it wasn't too anything too gross.
It's the equivalent of a ghost limb feeling, but down there.
Oh, Phantom Limb.
Phantom limb, yes, thank you. Here's what's going to happen now, after I get that image out of my head. He is going to... Linnea and Dax. Callum, it's so good that you went invisible because you cannot be chosen by this ability because he can't see you. However, Linnea and Dax start feeling yourselves being pulled up into the air.
Oh no.
Closer to him. I need you both to roll a fortitude save.
Oh, that's my best one.
No. Fortitude, eh?
Fortitude, eh?
I would hate to miss this one. Yes! I think I got you, Lavals.
What'd you roll, Dax?
25.
25.
I rolled a 15
15.
total.
Not as good. Not as good. Actually, Kreska, you are in the range as well. Friss, you're in range, but what do you think?
No.
He can't see him. Same as Callum, can't see you. All right, Kreska, I need a fortitude save out of you.
18.
18, you just made it. However,
And technically, she wouldn't be in the range anyway because of the elevation. If you do
because the elevation. Thank you. Okay. Here's
Gotta
what
do your
happens.
Pythagoras, bro.
Exactly.
I'm
I
sorry,
have my
I can't-
calculator up actually.
Never once does any of the Pathfinder or Starfinder core rulebooks mention Pythagoras, and I really feel like they should. Just
really
make a
good.
ruling on
It's
how
shocking. It is a very, very three-dimensional world their
Right.
game is in.
Yeah.
And the name never is mentioned.
Don't put a flight spell in there if we're not going to deal with this angle. All right.
We're gonna deal with this.
Linnea, you get pulled into the air closer to him, and then he just smiles at you. Smiles not at your dance, but smiles as you plummet to the floor. And take 7 points of damage. Roll. Actually, no, you fall prone. I don't think you even get the reflex save to see if you land on your feet with your cat-like reflexes. David, am I correct?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, 20 feet up. Just dropped for 7 points of damage. You are now prone on the ground directly beneath Huntmaster Xavra.
I imagine that he was like, it's like one of those creepy romantic stories where he just like fell in love with her for a second and then now he wants to punish her by like lifting her up, dragging her in, and then like slap.
Yeah, he's mad that you made him feel that way.
Would we call that romantic?
Well, in like I said, like a dark romance, bad romance.
Romance
Like-
comes
like
in
a
many colors,
Dracula.
Matthew.
Go.
Controlling evil.
Yeah.
It's not just candlelit dinner over a vegan macaroni.
Exactly. Matthew, we wouldn't expect you to understand the range of emotion of a real human being, but it's fine.
I think
The
it's generally
nuances
frowned
of
upon in
seduction.
romance to want to kill the other person, though.
But it makes it very sexy. I'm just gonna say it like that.
Let's just say, if all the combatants that are left at the table at the end of this are Linnea and Huntmaster Xavra, anything could happen. Anything could happen.
And I do not
Everything's
want
on the table.
I do not want to role play that, Troy. Just so you know.
I do, and we should do it in person.
No.
I am
happening
going
right
to
now?
now move on
A
to.
murder is being talked about. You guys are planning to murder each other.
It's called acting, Sydney.
You guys are good. You guys got me. You got me good.
Kreska, you're up. What do you got? You're the captain. Try and bring some order to this show.
Okay. So, I mean, there's no hope. First things first, the Huntmaster needs to roll fortitude save. As
Ooh,
Kreska
did you cast
tightens
a
her-
spell on the left side of my left foot? Because it is asleep.
Sure. Yes. I reached out
Really
across
pierced
the
the
gap
veil, Matthew.
Weird feeling.
between Queens and Westchester.
I don't care for that feeling at all. All right, what am I rolling?
Fortitude save.
All right. Another fortitude save. Going to the well one too many times with this fort save. 27, bro.
Okay. You take 5 points of damage and are not immobilized. And then Kreska does not quite like the odds of being on the lower ground. So for her move action, she will activate her jump jets and fly straight up into the air and land on the balcony on the west side of the room.
Wah, wah, wah. Wow, very, very cool. And in my notes, as predicted. All right, Kreska does that. And does activating your jump jacks break your concentration?
You told me before we started that I get a move action and a standard, and the standard action is to maintain the concentration, and I can do a move action with no problem.
Fair
Yeah,
enough. But does
the wording-
activating them
Yeah, I
cause
think it's
mental
okay because
stress?
you can activate jump jets as part of the move action in order to fly. So
Very, very cool. That was Captain K. It is now Dr. Friss's turn. Dr. Friss has been cooking up something weird in that tiny room there. What do you got?
Well, yeah, so Friss is just like kind of huddled down there. He just delivered the syringe to Callum. It's like, and he's like, he hears all this blasting and everything going on, and he just like kind of summons his courage and like scampers through the door and around the corner, like gets a full glimpse of the room finally. And he's gonna throw his back against this shelf, and he's going to try to get off a trick attack against the Kish that Dax is climbing towards.
Okay, giving Dax a nice clear entry point if you're able to get some hits off.
Yeah, so that is a 37 on the trick attack. Oh, yeah. So that is sweet.
Oh,
Remember when you used to fail that late 2019?
I know, that was was halcyon days.
It's a tough holiday season for Dr. Friss last year.
Yeah. And all right, so he's flat-footed. And that's a 15 EAC.
15 EAC. That is unfortunately a miss.
This is why I will never play an operative. It has to be so frustrating
It is.
to have like the 37 and then 15. And it, constantly that back and forth.
I was saying, it's a Dungeons & Dragons terms. It's like having disadvantage on every attack.
All right, it is the Kish's turn. The one that is nearest Kreska drops its battle bow, slides up. As it does so, pulls out its sweet axe and grinds the solo from November Rain. No, it's not that kind of axe. It's not that kind of axe. It's a skirmish kiss axe. Natural 2, miss. Because it hit a D4 that shouldn't have been in my box.
What was it doing there?
I don't know. The one
When does Troy
nearest...
use a D4? I've never seen Troy use a D4.
They're caltrips. They're not to be rolled in combat. The one next to Qualo is going to unleash 2 attacks. Fury. I call it Fury. Kish Fury. I just named that feat.
Fury.
-4 to each attack here. First one is going to be a 19 against CAC.
Miss.
Nice.
Second one is going to be a 25 against CAC.
Oh, yut.
Yup, here it comes. Oh, 18 points of slashing damage. You notice as that axe is coming down that the weapon looks like the weapons of the Kish that you've been fighting so far, but it has some modifications. Perhaps Huntmaster Xavra and his lieutenants have upgraded their archaic weapons to something that does a little more damage.
Regular slashing damage?
Regular slashing.
Okay.
Boom! Luckily, you only took one hit. Now the other guy. Oh man, let me tell you about the other guy. The other guy nearest the ladder drops his battle bow as well. Takes a step forward. As he does so, whips out his axe and goes to chop at Dax's fingers on the top of the ladder. Oh man.
It's like Scar.
Tung! Are we gonna hear tung? Or are we gonna hear tung? Because he's made out of metal. Let's find out. Natural 2.
Oh yeah.
Ting! Ting! Just a couple of natural 2s.
Like
for
a
those.
puck off the goalpost. It rings out throughout the room.
God, that would have been a juicy hit there. Would you have fallen and landed on Callum and killed him?
Never.
I don't know.
I have no feeling in my fingers ever.
It's the end of the round and it's Qualo's turn. Qualo, you're fighting 2 of these guys. One of them is really hurting you. The other one, you felt that pull of the black hole, but you're standing right next to Xavra. It didn't do anything to it.
Well, for a while we were repelling each other because we may have both been attuned to graviton, it seems like. But at this point, it's time for opposites to attract as Qualo attunes himself to the photonic mysteries of the universe. Uses a move action to sheath his solar crowbar in plasma and swings out at, we'll do the Kish in the back because he's been bothering me. I want to take him down. 14 on the die for a 31 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay, 27 points of fire plasma damage just melts through him.
27 points of damage. He takes a massive hit, but he is still standing. Wow. All right, big move from Qualo. Qualo is bringing out the big guns. This top of new round, it's Dax's turn. Dax, this guy has now blocked your attempt to get to the second level here. What are you going to do?
Dax is going to, holding onto this ladder, moves his hand out of the way as the axe, this archaic axe, chinks off the top of the rung, the top rung. This guy's blocking his way. He can't get up there. He releases the ladder at the same instant, activating his jump jets. And just and goes over this dude's head, lands behind him, provoking every step of the way.
All right, he'll take one swing with the Kish axe, and I think that's going to be a hit. Of course, it will be with a 29.
That's so painful.
It's a big roll. 16 points of slashing damage. So you're going up and over, and he just like slashes you on the leg as you fly over his head.
8 points of slashing damage as he sees that there's something strange about this being.
What?
His damage is not cutting through. It's not normal flesh.
What is up with this being?
What is happening here? Dax will then materialize his carbon steel blade in his hand and thinking to try to get this archaic creature who can never kill him to try to stop fighting. And he knows the passion of these people, that he never will. He will never stop. And they've never responded to Dax in any way other than aggression. So he cuts his head off.
Wow.
Okay.
Just got to roll a natural 20. There you go.
Come on.
Got that 4-bolt blade, dude. Got that 4-bolt blade.
Natty 12 is still going to be a 22 against CAC. That might not hit, actually.
It does hit.
Ooh. All right.
Oh. Off with
Then, oh, baby, beautiful. That is 21 points of slashing damage.
Wow. Okay. Okay, Dax. Moving right along, it is Linnea's turn. Linnea, you are lying on your back. You are just pulled into the air. The magnetic attraction between you and Xavra cannot be denied, but he's taken it too far by sucking you in a black hole up towards him and then dropping you on your back. What do you do?
So I'm gonna use my move action to get back up. That doesn't provoke, right? Because he's 15 feet away.
Right.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna run up as far as I can. So 45 feet, or yeah, as far as I can up the ladder. And I'm assuming that provokes, though, from the Kish.
All right, so you move 20 feet to the ladder. That gives
Yeah.
you 25 more feet, which is halved, and you round down. So,
wasn't she prone?
She got
oh
it.
yeah, stand up. That's a move action.
Exactly. So in my
And
other
then
move
move
action.
to the- Right.
Do I run through Callum? Do I feel Callum?
Yeah, you feel Callum. You brush past, like whoa.
Yeah.
But how many feet can you move in one action?
35.
35. Okay. So you can get, you move 25, you have 10 feet. You can get to like the first 5 feet up the ladder.
Plus 10 with Friss's shot.
Okay, so
Another
what's the
5
total
feet up the
amount of?
ladder.
All right, so another 5. You can go 10 feet up the ladder. So
Yeah.
you still got to go another 10 feet to get up, and then that would provoke if he's still alive. But he might
Exactly.
not be.
Perfect. All right. That's my turn.
That's your.
But
turn.
I mean, I think you're going to have to roll, if he doesn't move, a CMB to get by him, which there's no
There is
such
no-
thing as a successful CMB roll in Starfinder. So
There is no CMB roll in Starfinder at all.
What?
Yeah.
This, is that,
tumble through.
You can tumble through, there's
It's an
space.
acrobatics, right?
Acrobatics check,
But it's against CAC +8, isn't it?
Was
Right,
that-
but
No.
Linnea's got good acrobatics.
Oh, it's against reflex.
It's 15 plus 1.5 times the opponent's CR.
Actually 20, because that's threatened square. 20 is actually through the space.
Okay.
Plus 1.5 times CR.
I might be
Linnea's a
able to-
dancer.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
Linnea can do it. Linnea feels
Okay,
confident.
that is doable.
It is Callum's turn. Now, Callum, you cast invisibility or like a temporary vanish? What are we talking here?
I cast invisibility.
Okay.
Yeah, at second level, so I'm still invisible. And I am trying to decide what to do, because if I blatantly attack, I will no longer be invisible, and I don't want that to happen. And I'm trying to decide if I want to... here's a question. David, how big is the benefit of a 50% mischance if I cast that on a person for fake total concealment?
Considering that's one of your level 3 spells, that is quite valuable.
It's a real boon.
It's a real boon, yeah.
Because
I
I'm
would say
thinking of doing it on Qualo since he's got 2 on him.
Is it touch though?
No.
Or- It's not. Okay.
Really? You
I
can
don't-
range cast
Let me check.
concealment?
Hold on.
No, it's touch. Range touch.
It is touch. Ah,
Yep.
Shoot. So I'm
Fly
not-
up there and touch him.
Just
Gonna
sneak
do
up
that.
there.
I wish I had
Grant
jump
made up
jets.
flying for a round. Just make up flying for a round.
Sure wish I could fly or had jump jets. That'd be cool. Wait, can my leapers do anything?
Maybe.
What do leapers do?
Jeepers, leapers,
Right.
take a
Yes,
look
they
at those
can.
leapers.
Okay, wait, can leapers do something?
No, leapers just give you a +8 enhancement bonus to athletic checks when jumping.
Can I
So,
jump really high?
Fortunately,
I don't think-
15 feet is going to be very difficult for you.
All right, you know what? I am going to I'm going to hold at the
Delay.
base because I can't get up the ladder and I can't do much. So I'm just going to move to the side so Frisk can do stuff if he wants to do it, and I will delay my turn.
You're going to delay. Vandelay Industries. Okay. All right. It is Zavra's turn. Xavra is standing next to Qualo. Qualo is holding his own against Kish, the leader and the follower. Dax is up on the balcony to the east. Kreska is up on the balcony to the west, both of them engaged in melee with Kish. Linnea's on her way up, is going to have a tricky move to get past the Kish that Dax is fighting with, and then Callum sneaking around invisible. Meanwhile, Dr. Frisk picking his moments to come out and try and get some shots off on these Kish, knowing that probably Huntmaster Xavra is going to be a tough shot, a sizzle-wise. Let's talk about Huntmaster Xavra. He is going to...
Get flashy?
I think he's going to get flashy. He's going to drop his pistol.
A giant.
No, he could. He could have had them both out though, right? They're both one-handed weapons.
They are. I want to kind of two-hand this one. But basically, here's what he's going to do. If he doesn't drop it, he'll hold it in his hand. In his left hand, he's going to pull a sword off his back.
Hold on 1 second. As a reaction, Callum is going to use something to cause your weapon to jam as you attempt to draw it.
Whoa! Immediate action spelled Zony?
What is this?
Prescience.
Pre-science?
Science.
I peer into the future.
Oh, Prescience.
And I'm staying on the floor and I'm watching the Huntmaster and I'm seeing all the options as he calculates what he's going to do as his next turn. Is he going to draw the weapon? Is he going to draw another gun? Is he going to drop... And I see you decide to draw that. So in doing that, I perceive it and I think like, okay, he's going to most likely take that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to immediately jam it as he tries to unsheath it. And that's what Callum does.
Jam a weapon or weapon-like object in place as they attempt to draw or sheath it. So I get a reflex save.
Yes.
Oh my god.
The word is prescience, by the way.
Oh, thank you so
yes.
much. Wait, how do you say it?
Prescience.
I think it's technically Prescience based on the novel Push by Sapphire.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
Pre-science in a pre-science time.
I don't know if you can do it that way though.
Why?
So because
Here we go.
Once they've
Way
been
to ruin
targeted,
it, David!
No, once they've been targeted, then you can use the reaction to execute one of the effects. I think they have to be targeted already.
Wouldn't I choose them to be targeted currently?
But the casting time is one standard action. And then like you can continue it with concentration similar to what Matthew's been doing with his spell, and then trigger the reaction like later on.
Dang,
I
wait.
don't think you can just cast.
So
as
you
a
would have
reaction.
had to have cast this spell
On my
on your
turn?
turn,
Yeah.
and then watched him and waited, and then bam.
Can't we retcon that I did that? That's bullshit. That's not fair. What the fuck?
Yeah, you should retcon that. I didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
The problem was you were reading the spell description for pre-science and not prescience.
Science.
And
My
unfortunately,
mistake. They shouldn't have put them next to each other because they're spelt the same way. So.
It's a big faux pas on Paizo's part.
It's like when I read read in red, I'm like, well, they shouldn't put them in the side. It's confusing for me. Sorry, Polish polish. It's too hard.
Move action.
I will say, that's one of those words that I always trip up. I'm trying to remember how to spell, but now I will always remember how to spell it because I'll just remember it is pre-science.
Yeah, I didn't know how to spell it either.
I'm helping
you,
people.
Sydney.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Educational assistant.
She blinded me with pre-science.
Okay, so we're just gonna.
I just wouldn't take the spell to avoid this potential issue from happening.
So
I would just-
what? Embarrassing myself on how to say it and then fucking using it wrong.
Double whammy.
So Callum actually looks into the future, sees himself doing all this embarrassing shit, and he doesn't do any of it.
And he edits it out of the episode.
Very Doctor Strange.
Of the audio cut, at least. The audio cut.
Oh boy, it's funny.
Zava,
Okay, so
just go, Xavra. It's fine. It's fine,
yeah, I
Xavra.
was gonna do something, but you know what? You got it, Xavra. Go ahead.
Where's that voice coming from? Oddly enough, the Kish are living in a pre-science time. He draws this ultra-thin longsword off of his back, still holding his sweet-ass pistol in his left hand. And he just eyes you, Koalo, and just whoosing! And we'll see you next week.
Oh my god! Are you joking?
Oh my god, dude! With prescience. They blinded me with prescience.
Amazing.